This is his first break. He did get to hit this a couple times before the match.
Thank you, Ollie. We got that back on. Oh, look, we got a dry 4-ball here. And that 4-ball is the one that's been going in the side, and then just came up a little off there. You know, I was talking to Corey, Shane's father. He was telling me that, you know, Shane's working on his break. He said he felt like his break's been something that has kind of been getting in the way for him a little bit this weekend. And we saw him warming up for a little while, trying to dial that break in. Unfortunately, comes up dry and brings Raphael to the table.
Yeah, so I guess everybody missed everything that we said there for the first rack. So
yeah, 100%.
Quick recap. This is the fourth match. Raphael Dabreo was able to advance against Matt Corral by a score of 9-5. Matt out of the tournament tied for 5th. Shane got here by way of defeating Derek Dea by a score of 9-1. But once again, great run for Derek Dea, tied for 5th in this tournament. Outstanding field. So congratulations to both of those players. And so we're down to just 4. Shane Wolford versus Raphael Dabreo. The winner will advance to take on Joseph Korziak. You just saw him play an outstanding match against Shane Van Boning. Had it level at 6. And Shane just got into closer mode the way he's so good at doing. Came with a monster break on the hill to run out and get that match. So Joseph... I
still believe Joey gave him that energy, man. I still believe it.
No, that was a great call, I believe, on your part. You called it out right when it happened.
For the rest of the set, like, is like in that moment, I watched the momentum change.
Yeah, it's like Shane just saw, and what we're referring to, of course, is Joey going back to his seat, a little bit kind of nervous energy, knocks his cue over and it hits the floor, and Shane just looks at him like, okay, this guy's a little bit nervous. Let me just put this guy away. I want this to be done. And so, of course, Shane Van Boning in the hot seat will play in the final against whoever wins between Joseph Korziak and the winner of this match. And Jake, we just mentioned a moment ago, before we got the sound back on, unfortunately, that we are one step closer than we have been, but we've been talking about it the entire time, that we can still get a Shane versus Shane rematch in the final here.
Let's see how Dabreo can keep his focus this set here. This is a very, very long day of play. Day number 2. These players are grinding it out. You can see who's got the focus and the stamina. This is a marathon.
Yeah, so no surprises here with this Final Four. You have three players well into the 700s of the Fargo rate. Shane Van Boning, obviously, highest Fargo rate, I think, of any player in the world right now. And the cream has risen to the top, as it so often does. Intentional foul there from Raphael Dabreo. That's the 5th time on the stream table in this tournament we've seen Raphael do that. Not afraid to do it at all.
Jesus Atencio has the I'm going to fearlessly draw into the point of the pocket and never scratch. And Raphael has the I'm going to take the intentional foul and making work. It's the patented play.
And that's a real lockdown save there from Shane. I don't believe Raphael has access to this long rail for the one rail kick at the 1. And once again, we mentioned in the last match where Joey is playing against Shane. An intentional foul is a good tool to have in your back pocket, but when you're playing against another great player, you really have to calculate that risk, because you are seriously in danger of a 3 foul when you're creating a lot of clusters on the table and giving a guy ball in hand. He does not have the one rail kick here. I think he's going to have to be jacked up over this 10 and come 2 rails out of this corner. Not an easy hit by any means. And this is difficult to reach as well. I mean, jacked up over the 10, tough reach, and kicking straight into this short rail, trying to go 2 rails into the back of the. Oh no, he's at. Oh, this is easier. Yeah, this was a good find here. He's coming out 3 rail. Oh,
yeah.
That shot was there. He didn't quite get there, but that shot was on, I believe, to get the hit on the 1, 3 rails out of that corner. And once again, big cluster in the center of the table. Ball in hand for Shane Wolford. Raphael is on 2 fouls. And like we said, really, really got to take a calculated risk when you're playing that first intentional foul against a great player.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to force a safety here. You can play the 1, play the 2, the 3 goes. Everything has a pocket here. He can play for the run out here. He's not locked into the 3 foul here by any means. And once again, great recognition there. I mean, I've been in that spot, Jake, I'm sure you have as well, where you get the guy on 2 fouls and you think you have to play safety. You do not have to play safety if the rack has opened up and the run-out's there.
Absolutely.
I think the toughest ball here is going to be the 7. I don't know that he can pocket it in the same side pocket that the 5 is near, and I don't believe that it passes the 10 into the corner pocket. But it does go into the other side above where the 6 ball is sitting now. And once the 3 is clear, obviously there'll be a bigger gap between the 9 and the 10 there to come around off of the 6 to get to that short side position for the 7. So that will be the key shot of this match once we get this rack, I should say, when we get to it.
Nice. It looks like he's got a slight angle. You can see camera 4.
Yeah, plenty of angle here to come down 1 rail for shape on the 5 and the side.
I mean, he got good.
Yeah, I think you go forward 2 rails, possibly catching the 3rd rail below the 6. But you have to remember, if that 7 doesn't go to the side pocket he's shooting the 5 in now, you are going to need an angle on this. He was able to draw straight over.
Look at that speed control.
And he's a pretty straight on this ball. Again, I don't know if the 7 goes in that side pocket or not.
Yeah,
it must
go based off of that, absolutely.
Yeah, and so of course he's known that the entire time. We've been speculating in here, but this has been the plan the entire way, obviously.
Sure. It's good.
Yeah, prime position to take a 2-0 lead in this match, and Shane once again looking good.
Certainly is showing his chops here. The fact that he's even here just tells me it was the right decision Friday night for him to be put in that exhibition match with Van Boning.
Yeah, and that's if you needed any more validation on it. I think just the way that match went was validation in and of itself. Yeah, good to have you back in the booth with us here, Jake, after a little break there. Josh, poor Josh over there looks like he has hit a wall, I gotta say.
I have a very, very strong brick wall.
Yeah. This has been a long weekend for sure, and longer for Josh and you guys than even for the rest of us, with all the work that goes into setting this up, and just the equipment for the stream setup is an astronomical amount of work that probably a lot of people don't realize. I mean, if you've come back here and glanced at the setup, you have an idea, but yeah, very, very long weekend for sure. And so
and we had to move it Friday night, so we were set up close to the VIP room. Directly after that, during the players meeting, Josh moved it over here. So very big undertaking. I mean, well worth it. I think from all the comments that I've been hearing, the tournament's been well received, and we're just happy that we're able to put it on.
I tell you what, man, we pulled it off.
Yes.
We were pushing to get the exhibition and the tournament together, and man, it took a lot of extra coordinating to be able to pull that off. But we just felt like we owed it to the players and the fans to do something special, and just very happy. SVB and Wolford were able to come out. We really look forward to being able to have Fedor in one day. Whenever he's allowed to come back over, he's going to come and throw it down with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. He was really looking forward to being here, so we definitely have some cool stuff available in the future, guys. In the meantime, we're watching Dabreo trying to get his first rack on the board here. Try to close out some of this deficit, down by 2 early off. We've seen a lot of sets start 2-0. A lot of sets have started 2-0.
Can we go to the overhead here?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
talking about Federer there, that's another great point, an angle of that match that we haven't talked about much is Shane Wolford was the replacement in that match, got thrown into it very, very last minute on his part. Of course, accepts the challenge, excited to have the opportunity, but not only the pressure of not really, being able to a long time mentally prepare for the match, but also the expectations of people looking forward to seeing SVB versus Fedor Gorst, and to have the added pressure of people questioning whether you were the right choice to be in that spot, and back that up with the gameplay that he showed in that match was very, very, very impressive.
Yeah, it's and like I said earlier, when it all went down and I made the announcement, he was he came right out and said it. Look, man, I'll get in there and I'll play him. What a shot there by Raphael Dabreo. Just could end up short side on it, but what a great shot on the 9 just to get here.
Yeah, and he's not going to mind having this shot from the position he had on the 9 at all. I look for him to bear down and get this ball down.
But yeah, just Shane Wolford just wanted to hop right in. He was looking for the opportunity, and I'm glad he got it. Nice shot there by Dabreo to get on the board. Wolford,
2-1.
2-1, yeah. It's, certainly was an excellent out that he had in that last rack.
Yeah, I think a couple guys in the comments mentioning, that obviously there's 2 players in this match. So maybe some guys aren't familiar with Raphael Dabreo, but on paper, there's nothing in this. This is a coin flip. I'm sure probably some of the BSN fans that don't necessarily know the intricacies of the professional pool scene or semi-pro pool scene, maybe some of them don't know Raphael Dabreo and they're familiar with Shane from the match the other day. Dabreo is not by any means a dog in this match, and this is really going to come down to which guy breaks better and executes better.
Oh, look how that turned out. I don't know. If you are you attacking this, or do you have a, or are you going to come from behind it? I don't really know what you get out of it if you try to play safe here.
He may still have the cut on this.
Let's see if
I can't.
any different.
That one's not going to tell us.
Oh man, it's going to be close. See if we can see anything when he stands up here. Oh man, this is going to be wicked close.
He is spinning from behind it, I think.
Yeah, try to get back behind the 10.
Yeah, he wasn't playing aggressively there. A player of his caliber is going to know that the pace he hit that at, for how thin of a hit it was, the ball did not have a chance to go. He was trying to spin down below the 10. But unfortunately for Raphael, he contacts the 10, sells out the shot on the 1 for Shane, and another open table for Shane Wolford. Very simple out here. The toughest thing about this would be that the 7 doesn't have the corner where the 9 is, but even that, if he wanted to go to that side, would be a hang or a combination. Definitely look for Shane to be able to get out here and increase the lead to 3-1. He is going to take a 1-rail position to go to the other side of the 7 for the corner pocket that he's standing nearest now. Straight down the table. Crosses the line just enough. He'll be able to stun straight up above the 8, I believe. Yeah, right where he's pointing his cue at there is where he wants to go.
comes over a little far, he's going to have to back cut this, but the 9 is hanging right in the pocket. Nothing to worry about besides making the 8-ball here.
Yeah, he won't mind this back cut. He just wanted to make sure he took the side pocket completely out of play with that cue ball position there.
Yeah, good point.
Oh, this is about the worst thing that could have happened on that shot. Not the end of the world. He still has a shot on the 10, but if there was any way that this could have become a little bit of a difficult out, this was it. Queuing off the rail, full table shot on the 10, but don't have to do anything with the cue ball. That makes this much easier. You just kind of roll it in or stun it, whatever your stroke you're comfortable putting on from here. Don't have to do anything at all here. Just make the ball. And he does not. Wow, that was kind of crazy how that rolled. He back cutted the 8, but he rolled it in. He kind of took for granted that the 9 ball was hanging, and with the position play that he did, he contacted the 9, it pocketed. The cue ball traveled straight across the table and finished.
It looked like he force followed the 8 there. It looked like he was trying to run into the 9. Whether or not he was trying to make it, I have no idea, but he had that ball loaded with some top.
Yeah, I don't think he thought he could get into the 9 from where he was. And man, for just a seemingly such a small little error, it's going to be a big swing in this match. 2-2 instead of 3-1. That's going to be a factor in Joey Korziak's match the rest of the night. I think he's, as far as I know, the only remaining player in the tournament that is a smoker.
You see everybody running up to the front real quick. They're like, wait, let me get out real quick.
And we actually mentioned it a couple times watching Joey, that he has that little bit of an outward showing nervous energy about his game, and man, that could actually be a little bit of a big factor. Interesting.
Yeah, there's definitely a few people.
Now, can Raphael, he's locked onto the back of the 4 here. I don't know that he can see the 1 cleanly. Might have to be going rail first here. And if he does have to go rail first, he either has to play it at a very soft speed to hold for the 2 ball, or if he can't do that, he's going to have to go into traffic and back out. Of course, that cue ball path 1 rail would take him over in between the 3 and the 7, and then ideally, of course, back out past the 4 again. And I think if he could see this ball cleanly, he would have already shot it. And we're about to find out right now. Yeah, he's really massing this a lot. Well, he doesn't even have the rail first shot, it doesn't seem. He's massing to play the rail first. Needs that to slow down. Or stop right there. That's going to be in the gap. Wow. So first of all, nice shot. He had to control the masse, and he tried to hold it. I think he got a little bit fortunate to get into the gap there between the 4 and the 8 for the 2. Yeah, I agree that was strong, but I think a little bit of a roll. I think he wanted to hold that and did not, and the gap between the 4-8 was fortunate that he found. And he tried to spin straight up between the gap for the 4 and the 7. Contacts the 4, and he finishes close in proximity with the 7. He's going to be elevated over the 7 to shoot this shot. Really appreciate that feedback there from Will in the comments. That's a really high praise there. Appreciate all the love that we get in the comments. And yeah, I agree with you. You know, I'm here in the booth with these guys this week, but generally I'm either home or at one of these tournaments watching the stream, the same as you guys are now. And I agree, the BSN production is just as top-notch as it gets. Shout out to Jake Lawson, Josh Setterfield, and of course Del Sim, who had to leave us a little early to get back home. Had a long drive to get back to New York, of course with work tomorrow morning. So, but of course, as always, big shout out to all the BSN guys. This is about as good of a billiards production as you can possibly find anywhere in the world. And I appreciate it, and I've had just a blast being here this weekend and getting to spend some time in the booth with these guys.
Man, I appreciate that. We've loved having you here. You're welcome anytime you're available to stop by, man. This is looking like Wolford's going to have a chance to take the lead here. I feel like he overhit this ball. He's going to have to... He might be banking at this. I don't know if it's going to cut by the 9. He just leaned over and peeked at it, but I don't see him looking at it very seriously. I see him looking at the side pocket here.
Now, position's a lot simpler if the bank is on than the cut would be.
Yeah.
Kind of just a stop shot if you're banking it.
Yeah, he calls the bank here. Let's see how well he hits it.
Looks like he wants to go forward, though. Still same thing, though. Very simple play.
Yeah, he hit it well.
Nah, he did. I agree, he hit it well. But because he followed that, it made that bank just lengthen out, and he hit the far point. I thought the stop shot was there, and
this is the second time that I thought he was going to run away with a point that should have been Raphael's, but
yeah, not a glaring mistake there from Shane by any means. But yeah, again, second time you're kind of expecting Shane to make that bank. I was again a little surprised that he chose to roll that. I thought a stop shot would have played very naturally to get the ball on the short path that it needed to go to the side pocket, and didn't gain much positionally by rolling the cue ball forward off the rail like he did. So obviously Shane Van Boning's still a big favorite to win this tournament. He's in the hot seat. But so between the other 3 guys left in the tournament, this is going to come down to which guy can just find the energy that they need to get through the rest of this grind. I mean, this is getting really, really late finish here, Josh. And one of these guys is going to have to handle fighting through some fogginess in the brain and some just... You make a couple funny mistakes that you're not accustomed to making for players at this level once you get this deep into a really grinded out long tournament.
Yeah, you're gonna really see a lot of fundamentals.
Maybe breaking down a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think whoever's got the most rock solid fundamentals in a very long race is the one who ends up coming out ahead, which is why longer races always favor the stronger player. And this is like, it's not a long individual race, but man, it's a marathon of a weekend, right?
Man, I think the longer this gets, you have to favor the kid.
Yeah, it can become a game of stamina. Sometimes your stamina to stay focused can win, but if somebody else just has better fundamentals, then your focus can't outbeat their.
And that's a testament to how he plays, how he handles himself as an individual on and off the table. But with that, he may still be in a spot where the young man energy is going to be a big factor moving forward through these next two matches. And if you're Shane Van Boning, you're in a really advantageous spot here. You could probably even go take a nap if you wanted for a while.
Yeah, I got the strong suspicion that it's nowhere near SVB's bedtime yet.
Yeah, that may be true.
Life of a, lifelong pool junkie.
Vinny asked me specifically, who do I think plays the best on 9-footers out of these four? So if you're asking me out of these four, the answer is Shane Van Boning, hands down.
Minus Shane, who are you picking?
So minus Shane, I don't believe that I have the information to answer that question. I can tell you what my thoughts are. I know for a fact that Shane Wolford, I got to see him play Friday night on the big table. That was very impressive. But Joseph Korziak is from the New York area, plays almost all of his pool on the big table. And Raphael Dabreo is a semi-pro player that plays in a lot of big tournaments. I don't think there'd be much in it.
Yeah.
Any which way you looked at it, I think it would be about the same as what you're seeing here. Not really an edge between the three of them. Just going to come down to who was breaking the best and making the best decisions for that particular day. But if you're, again, he asked me out of the four, I'm saying Shane is pretty far out in front of the rest of these guys. Even though you saw that Shane Wolford was able to play with him the other night, I think over the course of a longer set, Shane obviously big favorite.
Yeah, and we can't forget that it's an exhibition too. So I definitely, if it was a money match, I definitely think you see a couple scenarios where Shane buckles down a little bit more. I think there's definitely the fact that it's an exhibition, let him play a little bit looser than usual. But that doesn't take anything away from Wolford still showing up the way that he did, bringing it back. Shane gave him opportunities, but it's still up to Wolford to take advantage of those opportunities, and he was able to. Almost knotted it up, like you were saying, took a lead. Right now, he's bridging over the top of this 5, so it's going to be a little bit funny queuing here, but I don't see this being a problem for him. Give you a good angle of the queuing action here.
Really nicely controlled and not afraid to be above this ball shooting with the angle. This is, for a 9-foot player, this shot is not anything. This is a half table shot on the big table.
I mean, that's
a little
true.
bit longer, but not, you get the idea of what I'm saying. Like, this is just a cut shot you play down the rail on the 9-footer and don't even think about it.
Well, I tell you what, he's definitely thinking about it, because this is going to be the key shot of this rack here.
Yeah, the reason he's thinking about it is because the natural pace takes him back over behind the 7 again. He's going to have to either take a little bit off or add a little bit here. And you see,
takes a little bit off.
I think he killed that with draw. That was a really impressive shot, actually. Did you see how he played that, Josh? He drew that ball.
No, I didn't catch that part.
Which actually slowed down the cue ball considerably coming off the contact point with the ball. Very European-style shot. Very snooker-style shot there. You see a lot of snooker players kind of using the draw to kill the cue ball on the cut shots. Not something you see very often in rotation play. Yeah, once again, that showed a very deep understanding of the cue ball by a young man there. A lot of players would have just amped it up and gone the extra couple feet to come the third rail there. And Shane knew that he could kill that ball with draw. Very impressive. And takes a 4-2 lead here over Raphael.
Wolford's advantage. So you got the 1 hanging in the pocket here. 2 balls got a pocket, 3 balls got a pocket. Every ball has a pocket. Just got to get on the right side of them here.
I don't think this is exactly what he needed here. He's going to have to roll forward and figure out how to navigate the 6 and take a longer cut on the 3.
Yeah, I think...
and make sure...
There we go.
He hit that very well. Had to also make sure to not let the 6 travel back into the way of the cue ball. That was a nicely controlled shot. Ideally, he would have been a little bit straighter on that 2 ball and been able to roll forward into position for the 3. But this is fine now that he's controlled that. Let's see how he likes to play this. Probably forward around the back of the 9. No, he was able to just play outside and come back through the traffic. That was simpler. I couldn't tell if he had the angle for that from the side view here, a little farther away from the table from the overhead shot. And this is prime position. I've really enjoyed watching Raphael play in this tournament. He's got one of the cleanest cue balls that we've seen from any of these players. Just no wasted motion. The cue ball finishes about exactly where he wants almost every time. And just seems like there's no wasted movement with the cue ball at all for Raphael. Very impressive stuff. He's just going to roll forward a little bit here and actually lets his stroke out, and I thought he was straighter on that ball from this angle. You can't quite see. Yeah, so he had more angle on the 8 than I thought. He was able to go forward and get back above the 9. A little bit steep here, but this is fine. He'll go forward, staying below the side pockets. Oh, this kid. Oh, no, oh, no, oh, no, oh, no, oh, no. Oh, he needed more inside. He stunned it. Played just a touch of inside, but the stun took it up table a little bit.
We are 100% seeing the grind wear down Raphael right now. The mistakes that are coming out in his game are 100% from fatigue. We watched this man play a few matches on the TV table.
Yeah, and we had it right on camera. Real good view of Raphael there, kind of blinking his eyes, trying to shake off some of the fog that he's feeling right now. And really, you're trying to wake yourself back up, and, when you get your eyes wide open, you see Shane Wolford on the other side of this match at the table now, looking poised, not really showing so much the signs of fatigue. Again, the youngest player remaining in the tournament, looking absolutely primed.
He's going to try to snap this thing off and go home and play some Warzone, man. You still got another 4 hours in the tank. That's what I was doing when I was 21, 22. I was pulling all-nighters. I'd stay up for 36 hours at a time. I'd stay up all night, play in a tournament, wake up, go to work the next day.
I remember the day that I decided that video games were a waste of my time. That was a very difficult decision, Josh.
Oh, I can imagine. I remember everybody trying to convince me that it was a waste of my time, and then I showed them my bank account.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, and it's funny because how old are you, Josh?
I am 29.
Okay, so I'm a hair older than you, not by much, but I think about the time that I quit playing video games is about the time that guys started making bank on YouTube and Twitch.
Right. You're like, dang it, man, I missed it here. What's that? Oh, wow.
Wow, there was some action on that cue ball.
A lot of power behind that shot.
That cue ball carried so much high and force follow through that rail that it bounced 3 feet off the rail and still had the high English to go back up the table some more before it rolled backwards. Crazy looking cue ball on that shot.
Yeah, Angelina brings up a good point. It's exhausting even as a viewer just trying to follow along with the whole event, much less trying to be one of the players out there, in the battle.
And this is going to be a really effective shot from Shane. The 8 and the 2 have any kind of path to the corner closest to the 1 blocked for a kick. And the 10 has a lot of the 1 ball going the other direction. I don't really know what Raphael can do other than try to go into that gap behind the 10 and clip the 1.
Yeah, man, this is going to be a heck of an effort. Good news is it's a little bit off the rail here, so it does open up like an extra 4 inches to be able to. Wow, he just
he's looking
in from behind.
Yeah, Z shot here actually. That looks long.
Yeah, had a little bit too much running on it.
I think he needed to kind of draw that ball a little bit, but he had a specific gap he had to go between for the 5 and the 6 there. So just again, like we were saying, very effective safety play from Shane.
Yeah, he might be looking to play safe again. I don't know that there's enough of this 1 ball.
Is Raphael
to have
on
a pocket?
Is Raphael on 2? I think he is.
I don't know.
No, he wasn't.
I think that's 1.
That was 1. Yeah, he played that crazy shot. It wasn't a foul, but Shane was close to the 1 and played a real nice safe.
So this is going to be a good safety here. He's going to want. He can either hit this really soft or he can hit it with a little bit of pace. A lot of players are. Oh, he's going for it. He's ripping it up. I didn't realize if there was enough to make it or not. Look, and there's a gap right here between the 5 and the 6 for this to go on the side. So this rack's actually going to come together pretty nicely. You just didn't realize there was a.
Yeah, it didn't quite look like. Yeah, it didn't quite look like the 1 cleared the 10 ball there. I didn't mean to cut you off there, buddy. I'm sorry.
No, you were totally fine. I was just wrong on that call.
No, I agree with you. I saw it the same way you did. And again, the overhead view, sometimes when the balls are right next to each other, it can be tough to tell if they pass or not.
So Shane's making light work of the rest of this rack, though. I tell you what, every chance that he's getting to where you expect him to get out, he's executing at that level still. It's very impressive to see. It's impressive to see in general, from somebody still on the come up. But especially after 2 days of grueling play, 3 days for him. He had SVB and then the tournament. So,
yeah, and I
can
don't
tell you, Shane is watching closely on the sidelines right now. I'm watching Shane play. He knows he might be looking at his future.
It's a little bit surprising to me. I really think if I was Shane, I would have gone to my car and took about a 4-hour nap starting right after that last match.
Well, I've been watching. So obviously, I talk a lot about the He did it to himself. That's absolutely brutal.
That's fatigue.
This is
again.
Yeah, it just could be. Also, the room keeps continuing to clear out as we get into the wee hours of the morning.
Yeah, but Shane Wolford knows that he doesn't need to get anywhere near straight on that ball. He just has to pass the 9 and accept the angle that takes him naturally across the table for the 10 ball. I don't think under normal
circumstances. Real shot. Here it comes. He's going to kick at the bank.
Under normal circumstances, I don't think you see Shane Wolford come anywhere near that side pocket.
Let's see. He's going to mark up his angle here. He's finding where he wants to be able to hit the 9.
Yeah, I think he'll call it cross side here.
That's exactly what he's doing. He's gonna kick bank cross side. Hold on tight.
This is going to be a good safety.
Yeah, I think he's definitely favored to make the ball under these circumstances. Let's see how his focus shows up here.
Yeah, the 9 ball kind of stopped rolling, and the cue ball kept rolling just a hair after I said what I said, and now Raphael has a makeable shot.
He's calling the bank. I actually like playing the bank over the cut whenever I'm tired. I feel like it's just easier to see a line than it is to see the fine edge of a ball whenever I got distance like this.
I wouldn't mind if that is a great comment by Angelina there. I wouldn't mind Red Bull just taking me on as a sponsored commentator right now, even if they just gave me like 1 free drink or something.
Yeah, you don't really get a better role than that if you're coming back to the table here. Expected Raphael to potentially be able to take one back, but leaves him tough. And I mean, this match has been a whole lot of Shane Wolford at the table, I tell you that much.
I'm surprised he was able to miss that bank short when he was rolling the cue ball forward the way that he was. I thought the difficult part of that bank was being able to get up table and not miss it long. A little bit surprised by that result, but anyways, all that being said, Shane Wolford gets away with one there, takes a 6-2 lead over Raphael, and
got a couple more racks left in this set here, maybe. if Wolford can keep stringing them together like this, there's still a chance for Raphael to fight back, though.
Yeah, and we talk about how all these great players never have any give up in them, but this is an even tougher spot than it normally is. Raphael is just grinded so long today, and then to get down in this match, you really got to dig deep here to understand how much more of a grind you have in front of you, even if you get back into this match. If Raphael shows a lot of heart in this spot, it's even more than what you would normally see. There just gets a point in the night where you start weighing the prize money against the pillow, I guess. I don't know.
How much am I making tonight versus how much can I make tomorrow if I sleep better? That's the constant state of my existence. Do I stay up and keep grinding, or go to bed and have a better tomorrow?
Oh, that's
Be a little more productive.
So funny. Shane at the table, he has just an edge he can clip on this too. He actually might be able to cut this in the corner if there isn't an easier safety. He did take on the cut in the corner. There wasn't a real obvious safety play there. I don't mind the shot. As you see, position on the 3 was fairly automatic, and he did not miss that by much. Yeah, real simple position here. The 5 clears the 7 and goes into the side pocket. All 3 of these balls go to the side pocket here. But might see him play the 6 in the corner. Let's see what he wants to do. Yeah, it was more natural to let his stroke out and just stun straight down below it. So 6 in the side. You can roll forward a hair and play the 7 up in the corner if he wants. Yeah, it uses the 10 as a stopper and a stop shot here with the 8 hanging in front of the side. Raphael's going to get out here and make it a 6-3 match. And just a little bit of a lapse in the cue ball there. Could have rolled that a hair softer and had a little easier shot here. As it is, he's going to come all the way around the back of the 10. Bumps the back of the 10, and this is going to be fine. I'll play a stop shot up to the corner pocket. 6-3. Raphael cuts the deficit, and Shane will be at the table breaking in the 10th rack. Pretty monstrous break here from Shane. Did not have an offensive play on the one. Should have been a fairly simple safety play on the one there, but Shane overruled that by a ton. And that is a shot where you are hitting it a lot softer than you think you need to. But he missed that by a considerable margin. And now it's, Raphael at the table, only trailing by 3 racks, and this is a wide open table and the simplest of position plays going from the 1 to the 2. And if you look around the table for a trouble ball, I think the toughest part is just getting a decent look at the 6. It does go into the side, but you're not going to want to be above it playing for the corner pocket. It's pretty risky. You'd have to lay the cue ball right on the rail. So you'll see Raphael try to get a good angle here to play off the 5 and get down below the 6 ball. This is perfect. I think you'll see Raphael. He actually has the option here. He could come out. Oh, I don't like what he's looking at now. He's looking at playing with inside and getting this cue ball over to the rail, but you have to be so accurate with it, and we've seen how difficult it is on the new cloth to get the cue ball to spin against the angle with the inside. I kind of like stunning the ball around to get the natural path backwards to the short side of the 6. And he could also get to the short side playing a high left ball, coming straight down the table to the, the high side of the 9 ball as we're viewing the table now. He does play the first shot that he looked at, and he played it really well. He took a long look at that and came to the decision that he wanted to play it the way that he initially looked at it, and that's fine. He understood how accurately he had to hit that ball, and he really took his time and bared down and made sure that he hit it perfectly. And he's actually past the line, back cutting this ball very slightly, still just going to roll forward and accept the 7 ball. Oh, but he's overrun this again. And you really see that the both players showing some very, signs of fatigue there. Raphael overran his position there by a considerable margin. He really needed to not be even straight on this ball. I think you want the angle the other way, ideally. That being said, he's still okay. I mean, you can still pretty easily pocket this back cut into the corner pocket. He just has to manage the position play. And he doesn't even take it on. He just decides to play a safety. Hit it pretty well, controlled the 7 nicely, but Shane does have an edge. And so this is about the 3rd time in this set that we've seen Raphael at the table looking like he had a simple out, and just the simplest lapse in concentration with the fatigue manifested itself in a big way on the table. And Shane's going to overhit this ball. That was a very tough safety to control. You have to hit the 7 so thinly and then really control the speed of the cue ball. Kind of control the speed of both balls, really, on that shot. And most of the time when you get to a spot where you have to control both balls and play the shot from distance, you're asking a lot. And I think it was the shot that he had to play. It just was very difficult to execute. And once again, a little bit of a reprieve here for Raphael. He's back at the table after an error. He played a safety. Didn't quite hit the safety as perfectly as he would have liked, but effective enough to get him back at the table with a look and trying to close this gap to 6-4.
If I fall out of my chair, Jeremy, just cover me up with a blanket.
I really appreciate all the love I'm getting in the comments right now. That's so humbling to hear all the positive feedback from everybody. This is my absolute favorite thing, and I don't want to say my favorite thing in the world. I just recently got married and I have a newborn child, so in the pool,
real life priorities, right? Those are definitely up at the top. But when it comes to everything else besides, the familia.
So so if we're not talking about the wife and the little boy back home, this is absolutely my favorite thing in the world to do.
I'm glad you're here for it, brother man, because one of us has to have a little bit more energy than I do, and we're happy to have you, man. You've been doing fantastic all weekend in the booth with us.
Yeah, and I'm going all the way back to that comment from, I believe her name was Angelina, a little while ago. I'm just working on that Red Bull sponsorship. If we can't get it for the players, I just want to get it for the commentary booth. Just like a free case per tournament would be a real nice thing,
Right. Hey, you know what? I actually, back in the day before, the entry into all this stuff, my background was in gaming and esports, and I had an esports company called Tilt Esports, and I ran tournaments for Call of Duty and Halo and all the fun stuff, right? I did that for years and years and years, and I mean, I have a Halo 3 tattoo on my forearm. I mean, you can't hide my nerd, right? And that's the background. That's how I learned how to do the stream and the production and Photoshop and editing the videos and all the stuff. I'm from esports.
Josh, maybe someday you'll be able to get a chance to meet my little brother. And right in the same spot on the forearm there, he has Mario.
Oh, yeah.
Big old full sleeve Mario tattoo.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that is so awesome, man.
Yeah, so you're not the only one, for sure.
I don't even really remember where I was going with that, so I'm just going to stop there.
I think you were just coming out of the closet. You've been trying to say that you're a low-key nerd all weekend, and then here it is.
Oh, yeah, everybody...
the cat is out of the bag.
There's no way to hide. Oh, look at this. We got some elevation. I don't think that's going to get it done here. I'm just going to rearrange the furniture and spot the 10 ball. Raphael's going to take a peek around and see which path he wants to take to the cue ball here. Shane's really giving Raphael a way back into this match here.
Yeah, you're just going to play some low outside here, drag the cue ball down off the rail into the line for the 2. The 2 leads to the 3 very nicely. And if you get to a good spot, I'd like to be across the line for the 3 here and not have to go 3 rails back into the gap, or 2 rails back into the gap. So I would work hard to get across the line for the 3 here and be able to play either a stop shot or kind of a little bit of a pinch hold to maintain the angle for the 6.
Yeah, this is a little bit touchy over a shot now because he's going to have to bridge over the 10 and extend his bridge, or he's going to have to try to bend his elbow and get his hand planted in between the 2 here. And he has to force follow this 3 ball to get it to go up and down the table here and have an angle on the 6. This is a lot tougher just because the 10 ball.
Yeah, so
barely eyeballing it so much.
Barely not across the line that I talked about, going to the position for the 3 there, just slightly going the wrong direction.
Yeah.
You talked about cueing around the 10 here.
You see him? He just went up there and touched the point on the side of the rail there, so he can have a good idea.
Oh wow!
He plays for the small window.
Wow,
very, very well played.
Small window, but very natural with the pace that he was hitting that shot off for it to get right there. Great understanding of the cue ball there by Raphael. Sometimes a certain shot looks risky, but really it's just cue ball knowledge is what got him there. That's not cue ball control. That's cue ball knowledge. A little bit of check side there. And he can still roll this 8 ball on the side going forward. Could play it in the corner. I think he can clear the 9 for that if he wants. But very simple to play this in the side and just roll up, take a little bit of an angle on the 9. That was a really big shot. To get to that window there, he talked about he was a slightly jacked up over the 10. Not jacked up, just kind of a long, slightly elevated bridge. That was a really, really big shot to get into that gap there. And
he's definitely finding a different layer of focus here that wasn't present in the first set of the match. The first few racks of the set here. And it's going well for him here. He's about to bring it back within 1 if he can just close out these last 2 balls, and definitely say he's favored to do so, especially after he played last couple of racks.
Yeah, I'd probably bet the house on this one. So 6-5, and Shane will come to the table for the break here in the 12th rack. time. You get heart attack on one hand, liver damage on the other. So
Oh yeah, no, it was
all
just
good things must come to an end.
Right, it was more so about having it for the events, right? The spectators and everybody coming out.
That's awesome.
And it's really just the groundwork for what you guys are seeing now with BSN. You know, all that's it's possible from everything that I accomplished there, and you know, getting partnered up with the right people like Jake Lawson and you know everybody else here on the BSN staff. So Wolford back at the table here.
Will in the comments said he tried to call the bar to order us a Red Bull and they didn't answer.
That is hilarious. Someone DoorDashed them some Red Bull.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
Could you imagine? Like, yeah, I'm actually watching the stream. I'll PayPal you. Take a Red Bull over there to the booth.
Yeah, so I have a lot of weekends where my Friday nights go like this. A lot of weekends where my Saturdays go like this. Friday night and Saturday back to back. Very rare to get me out this late on a Sunday. I'm going to pay for this one in the morning for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that was a really great shot. You have to take so much care on that shot. The pace he played it at, if that hits the four just a hair fuller than it did, you don't get a rail. And he just, you know, got dead weight cue ball to the rail there. Is he hooked or no?
I
don't know
think
now.
he is hooked. I do think there might be a sliver. Oh, no, there's way more than
he
it
can
looks
see.
like.
I think he can see the
Wow,
shot here.
Can he? Yeah, I think he can make this in the side pocket.
Yeah, I really think he can. It's just a matter of what the cue ball is going to do going between the 3-7 or contacting them.
The magic of having the right angle to see, right? It's all in the perspective.
Yeah, he just called the 2-ball to the side pocket. He's playing it. He might be going straight in the gap between you. You just don't want to hit the kind of like a 3/4 hit on the 7. You can go straight in the corner pocket if that's the angle he's got. But have to think he knows what this cue ball is going to do if he's taking this on. What a shot!
Wow.
That's unbelievable that shot was there. I thought Shane had played an awesome safety and did not have the hook, and more so, left the shot to the side pocket. That's wild. Not out of the woods yet if you're Raphael. The 8-ball's tied on the 9, might have the side pocket for that, but right now, thin cut shot on the 3 and the 4 balls on the other side of the table. And he does just drop back and punt. Doesn't get the hook. Does tie the 3 onto the back of the 9. And I think Shane is going to be able to just roll this 3-ball to the rail and tie the 1 onto the 9. And this will be dead weight. The 3 will barely get to the... he might go 2 rails around. Yeah, instead he decides to play the thin side of the 3 and come around 3 rails. And I think that's going just a hair long as well. I think he does not have the hook, and Raphael will be able to play a safety behind the 4. I don't know. It's possible that the first shot that I called there wasn't there, but if it was, I think it would have been the preferred way. But again, the level of fatigue you're going to see from the players in this spot, there's going to be some things that they're going to miss and not see at the table that any other time they would definitely see. And that's, I say that, I don't know for sure that the shot that I called was there. I mean, there's a chance that Shane looked at it, saw that it wasn't there, and went for the shot that he played. But yeah, definitely a propensity to miss a few things that you wouldn't normally. Raphael tries to play the same exact shot that Shane just played. He hit it much better. Controlled the cue ball very nicely. Shane lining up this. I didn't actually get a look. I was a little distracted looking at the chat there for a second, but I didn't catch if he's going 1 or 2 rails at this ball. Let's see what he does. Just a straight 1 rail kick. and not going to be very effective, I don't believe. Good hit there, but he's almost left Raphael straight into the corner pocket for the 3-ball, and all he has to do is roll forward for the 4 in the other corner. Yeah, you know, Tim, with the comment there, I agree with you. Like the fight in Raphael, and I highlighted just a few racks ago that, you know, you're never going to see any quit in any of these players, but sometimes when you get a really, really late night like this, it can be a little bit harder to find that fight. And Raphael was down 6-2 here, and he has not shown any quit at all. As much fatigue as he's fighting through, as long of a grind as he still has, even assuming he goes on to get through this match, no quit, showing the heart of a lion in this match. And he's in good shape here. I think he's going to roll forward, has to clear the 10. He could go all the way to the head rail if he wants. Might be the preferred route as he's going away from his shot line here. Yeah, this is perfect position here for Raphael. He's just going to roll forward here. The 8 goes in the side, then 8 leads to the 9. Everything's real simple here. And looking like he's going to get it back to 6-5. And a moment ago, it was a 6-2 deficit. Really strong player from Raphael, a lot of momentum in his corner, and Shane. And if you're Shane, you got to kind of reset here. And can't think of await his next opportunity at the table. Yeah, the guys in the comments are telling me that we missed a rack on the scoreboard there. The score is actually 6-6. I apologize for that. Thanks for being on top of that, guys. Josh is actually out of the booth right now. I don't have the ability to change that score for you right now, but note to anybody out there that hadn't seen those comments, the score is 6-6. Yeah, which makes sense because I do remember Raphael did win the lag and he broke off there. So 6-6, locked up. Thanks for the guys that are locked into this match here late night back home, keeping us straight when we're, you know, deep into this run here in the commentary booth. So, wow, that was a bit of a flyer cue ball there for Shane. I think he was trying to... I'm not exactly sure what he was trying to do on that shot. I normally I would say he was trying to draw just below the 2 for the same pocket, but I've never seen that jabby of a stroke from the young man, so thought that he had tried to been bumping that ball somewhere. And you know, he took his time there, collected himself, didn't take the shot for granted at all, just wasn't able to pocket it. He didn't hit it very bad. He hit the outside point of the corner pocket there, so there you go. Josh back to the booth to update the score for you guys. 6-6, deadlocked, a race to 3 the rest of the way here. One of these players will be out in 4th. One of these players will advance to take on Joey Korziak in the 2nd-3rd match. And of course, as you all well know, Shane Van Boning awaits in the hot seat match. I think I just answered your question there, AC Henry, but this is not the final on the one-loss side. This is the semi-final of the one-loss. The winner advances to take on Joey Korziak, who we saw play a great match in the hot seat match against Shane Van Boning. Had it deadlocked at 6 before Shane was able to close it out by a score of 9-6. So the winner of this will take on Joey. Another question in the comments. Kevin West finished in the... I gotta double check myself here. I think it was I want to say it was the 9th through 12th position, but I'm gonna double check that for you guys. And if anybody that does have any more questions about the results of this tournament, if you want to view the full results at qscore.com/BSN, and if you go to that link, you will get there will be a URL linked at the top of their page at qscore.com for this particular tournament, and you could see all the results throughout the entire tournament. Oh, Kevin West, I was wrong. Kevin West did not finish 9th through 12th. He actually finished tied for 7th. And I'll give you the rest of the top 8. Mark Nanashe, Kevin West, tied for 7th. Matt Craw, Derek Dea, tied for 5th. And here you have, right in front of your eyes, the 3rd, 4th match between Shane Wolford and Raphael Dabreo. Winners set to take on Joey Korziak. And of course, Shane Van Boning awaits in the hot seat. I think you can see this 3-ball. This is the first time that I've glanced back down at the action on the table after looking at qscore.com, checking out the comments quite a bit here. He doesn't. He's going to try to jump the edge, but this is a long reach for the jump shot. I think this is one that you're going to see him go out on the table, find out if he can reach it, and then he will decide then if he's going to take on the jump. The one thing about it is he's barely going over an edge of the 9. He doesn't have to elevate much. He puts a knee up on the table, stands on the side, reaches out across, and he is able to reach this jump shot fairly easily. And that was a really nice shot from Raphael. Got set into the stretch, jumped the edge of the 9, pockets the 3, and was able to even control the cue ball. Had to take care not to bring the cue ball out backwards and get hooked on the 8 there. The 4 ball does not have the upper corner pocket here, so we'll see if he wants to take on this 4-7 combination. Doesn't have to. There's a safety option. You could thin the 4 ball, try to bring the cue ball around a couple rails back down into cover. You could also bank the 4 ball down table and just kind of looking to control the 4 ball only. Let's see what he does here. I think he is playing that shot, banking the 4 down table, holding the cue near the side pocket. Oh, I'm sorry. Wow, I did not see that coming. Man, and nobody's in the booth with me right now to capture that replay, but that was one for the highlight reels. He just cuts it right off the rail. There was just enough room between the rail and the 4 to cut it all the way across the table to the far corner pocket, and flirted with the scratch in the side, but absolute perfect position. What a great shot from Raphael Dabreo in a huge spot. Tons of momentum in his corner, and he's right in line. Big favorite to get out here and take his... I don't know if it's his first lead of the match, but he trailed 6-2. And it would, I'm thinking back, it would be his first lead of the match. He was down 2-0, got it back to level at 2-2. And then Shane won 4 racks in a row to go up 6-2. And since then, it's been all Raphael. This to take 5 racks in a row, get the 7-6 lead over Shane Wolford. Wow, what just incredible cut shot on the 4 with shape for the 5. And of course, backing up the shot before that. Stretched out across the table, one knee up on the table. Jump shot over the edge of the 9 to pocket the 2. Raphael puts him on the hill. And if it's this one, he'd have the break in the next rack. This is the rack of the tournament so far for young Shane Wolford. He came with a huge break there. Unfortunate. Couple of balls down. 3 balls down for Shane. And no look at the 1.
Alrighty, guys. Sorry about the AFK there. Had to make a couple life plans. We were not anticipating this event running this late, unfortunately, due to some matches taking longer than anticipated. Obviously the event is a lengthy one here, so had to go book an extra room for me and the wife. We're going to be staying an extra evening. We're in it till the end, guys. We still got 2 more matches after this.
I'm not in love with the push out here from Shane. I'm not exactly sure off the top of my head what he could have done better, but this is not a shot that's going to scare Raphael very much with the momentum that he has on his side right now. And I don't think he needs to do much with the cue ball. All he has to do is pocket this ball and let his cue ball run across.
He sure is taking his time assessing the situation here. He gives it back.
Yeah, so there's something here that I can't quite see from here. It must be the path of the cue ball to go above the 8. And at a little bit of an awkward pace, you don't want to, nobody wants to slow roll this ball into the corner pocket.
I think the 6 ball plays big here because you're forced to put top English on it. And it'd be easy to come 2 rails out and coming off that second rail. So Wolford just goes for the safe. The attack was going to be risky. The 6 was going to play big to get position on 3. I'm actually a little surprised that Raphael didn't take that.
I was just going to say the same exact thing. Even if you don't want to take on the offensive play there, you probably shouldn't give that back with a simple safety like that sitting in front of you.
No, he does have he can just simply follow the same path that the 1 ball took to get to where it's at to make clean contact here. But he's going to take the patented intentional foul.
Man, it's hard to say you're surprised because it's about the 7th time that we've seen Raphael do that in this tournament, but I'm a little bit surprised in this spot that he did with an easy 1-rail kick, a couple of easy different 1-rail kicks to choose from there.
Well, he's just beaten up on the mental side of his opponent here by constantly doing that, because even if he doesn't think he can play a lock-up safety, then he's just going to jam it up and force you to do some work. And there's so many people at the high level of this game that are momentum players, they're rhythm players, and you let them find that gear and they're just going to smoke you. And so this is a very, very effective strategy to control the pace, because it's clear that I'm not going to say Raphael's this slow player by any means. Most of his shots are all going to be under 45 seconds. If you put him on a shot clock and you actually time it, he's not taking an extremely long amount of time, but he does use up the full 30 seconds here. You see him tying up the ball, forced him to go for a hero breakout, and he didn't get it.
Yeah, and this was a much different layout than the last time. We highlighted the last time that we saw Raphael earlier in this set play an intentional foul against Shane. There were clusters on the table. And as I said earlier a few times, if you're creating the first cluster with the intentional foul, there's a lower chance that you're going to get into a position to be 3 fouled coming back out of that. And so now Shane tried to come with a huge stroke there, go into those balls. Wanted to go off the head rail into the back of the 310, and just followed the cue through the shot line more than he anticipated and went straight into the corner pocket. And this is going to be a lockdown safety from Raphael. The 3 ball is going to travel just a bit into a tighter spot wedged between the rail and the 10, and the cue ball is going to travel down towards the 8 ball, maybe just around the 8 ball. Beautiful shot, and he actually, because of how he got on the 8, he took away the head rail for the kick in behind the 3 here.
Yeah, he did.
I think there's a chance you're going to see Shane have to try to jump kick this ball. I'm really looking around for something else.
Dude, yeah, this is tough. It's going to be hard to find enough momentum to be able to...
Yeah, just to get over that ball.
He's just going to have to attempt to Z.
Yeah, Z shot, and the 6 is big for this shot.
It really is.
And that's why he had to play it at such a soft speed, hoping for the length.
Oh, my.
Yeah, it just never does. Yeah, great effort, but he is on 2 fouls.
Well, the good news for himself here is that by pushing the 10 over, it's going to make it really hard to have a lock-up safety like that again unless he sticks the cue ball. So he's going to have to play very precise on the cue ball here. You see him eyeballing where he wants to be.
Yeah, you got to have great speed control on this one. The 10's not doing anything for you on this shot. Like you mentioned there, by moving the 10 over to the rail, the 10 does not help you here. You have to get the hook on the 8.
Yeah, it makes it unmakeable, but it's gonna be a ball to contact. And I mean, that was a very great effort from Shane there. I think. I
don't think he's using the 8. I think he's actually going below the 8 now and using the 6.
Yeah, the 6 will be good.
No, this is going behind the 8. I don't know if he's there. He's short.
Yeah, oh, look at this.
I don't know. Shane looks like he has to thin this ball and try to come around the 9. Oh, no, he's just going to roll up on top of it. So resets the 3 foul situation there. And we're back to square one on this 3 ball. I think, I was going to say, I think the 3 will pass the 10 to go cross side. And shape's pretty simple, holding on the same side for the 5 ball in the other corner there. I think this is almost a straight-in bank shot, and you're just holding the cue. The cue ball will come up table just a little bit.
What a shot.
Yeah, great shot from Raphael. And a little bit straight here, but still plenty of angle to play this however he wants. Could go to the rail, could stun straight down, could stun all the way down for the side pocket if he wants. Great bank shot there, and a huge spot from Raphael. We highlighted before the break-off here that Shane needs this rack desperately. We're at 7-6 in favor of Raphael from a 6-2 lead that Shane had early in this match, and the next game up on the wire for Raphael will put him on the hill.
I tell you what, about rack number 4 or 5 in this set here, Raphael found a second wind. And he really started firing back at Wolford pretty heavy here.
This is for me. This is really impressive and an unbelievable heart shown by Raphael. You almost never see any quit in any of these guys, but this late in a tournament, down 6-2 against a great player. Just showed the heart of a line, and this is going to be, if Raphael can get out here and find a way to hold on him in the match, this is going to be a very impressive set that he's played against Shane Wolford.
Getting some bitter goodbyes to some of our partners here.
Yeah, Josh, I really hate to say it, but I think I'm gonna head out.
Yeah, man, I don't expect it
after this match here.
I don't expect it to grind it out. You got your normal life you got to jump back into. Oh man, it's been a pleasure having you as long as I have. Be good out there, brother, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I want to stay through the end of this tournament, but got an hour drive ahead. Got to get up for work in the morning.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you still got an hour drive, you can. You can't really watch it much, but you can always just turn on the the broadcast, follow along till the end.
For sure, I'll be listening to any of the commentary that you guys can muster up the rest of the way. I know you are on fumes right now.
Yeah, man, I'm not going to lie. I foresaw the moment where you were going to have to step out of here, so I was taking a minute to collect myself right before. That way I can power through the final stretch here.
Take one more opportunity to say thank you so much. I have had so much fun hanging out with you guys all weekend long.
Yep.
This has been a blast for me, and I look forward to getting a chance to do it again, hopefully sometime real soon.
Yeah, man. Like I said, you're more than welcome at any of our events. I'll definitely be in touch, and we'll get some things coordinated out so we can make some plans and kind of make something a little more official, man. I might even add you to one of these sound bites or something. It might be kind of fun. We'll have some fun with it, man. No commitments to anything, but we'll see where it takes us. I don't want you to feel trapped in the booth, but you sound like pretty happy to be here, so we're happy.
Oh my gosh, I don't even want to leave now. I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that
real life responsibilities, right?
No, and you know what? I wouldn't even mind staying up till 4 o'clock in the morning and going to work on no rest. But the other factor there is that, and I'll take the opportunity to just give a big shout out to my wife. My wife is not a fan of pool, but so many times she affords me the ability to leave the house, even with a newborn child. We have a 3-month-old little boy, and she's taken it upon herself all weekend this week to take care of our boy. I did go home last night and get some sleep in my own bed. I was able to see her for a little bit, was able to have coffee with her this morning before I got back on the road and came over here again. But unbelievable the amount of support that I get from her in all the endeavors that I have in my my association with billiards, and can't wait to get back home and see her and my little boy Stefan.
Look at that, is a good hit. It's going to tie it up and not leave a makeable ball here.
Yeah, should be locked on the back of the 3 here, though.
I hope that's not it for the music. There we go. Just a dramatic pause.
And you see Raphael once again just wiping the fog out of his eyes one more time.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I feel it in my bones. I feel like he's going to make some magic happen. He's going to close out the set. I feel like the pool gods are going to punish me for saying that, and I feel like every match from here on out is going to go hill.
You know, I'm afraid to say it, but we haven't had any sort of a commentator's curse in a real good, decent amount of time here.
That's because Jake hasn't been over here hitting people with the bad juju. You didn't know that Jake has voodoo dolls of the players. You know, and somebody in the Calcutta that he didn't buy in the Calcutta, he just starts messing with the voodoo doll.
You know, Raphael didn't like playing the stop shot there because of the potential to overhit the 1 and have it come back out into space. So he goes to the rail with the cue ball back out onto the 3, and he hit it as great of a safety shot as you'll ever see. absolutely frozen to the back of this 3-ball, and Shane is kicking for his tournament life.
Take a page out of Raphael's book and tie something up.
Absolutely he does. But 2 clustered areas of the table here for Raphael if he wants to go ahead and try to play for a 3-foul to close this match out. Plenty of cover up here with the 5 and the 10, and now a cluster created down table by Shane just now with the 2, 6, 8. Pretty tight window even with the 2 balls next to each other for the 2, 6. I look for Shane more than likely, Raphael more than likely to go the other way with the cue ball, possibly getting in behind the 10. Let's see what he does. He's looking at his options to kind of play this one and make an attempt at a breakout. I don't think so. I think what you're going to see here is you're going to bank the 1 2 rails below the 9. It'll catch the second rail and go over into position where he may be able to go for a breakout with another ball in hand. But he's going to drag the cue ball over back behind the 10, I think. Maybe not. He could still be playing offensively here. I'm not sure. No, he's playing the 1. He's going down table. So now he's going to be able to thin the 2 and go back up table for the safety. Let's see how far he likes to climb here. I think it's kind of natural to go 2 rails towards the area behind the 9. No, he's not doing what I said at all. He's kicking into this. I did not like that safety.
Yeah, the problem is he literally set Shane up to play the safe that you thought, or that you were correct, that he was setting up for.
And it's actually...
He just kind of fell a little short. So.
And it's actually better now for Shane that there's a little separation with the 2-6. You can almost guarantee that the 2 is going to get into the back of the 6 there. I would like to have seen Raphael played the shot that Shane just played there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Raphael can still kind of slow spin this ball, try to clip the 2 over to the rail and use the 6 for cover for the cue. Not really reversing this one too much.
Pull your mic in just a little bit here so we can keep it's a little quiet in here again.
Yeah.
Let you talk a little softer, but your voice still carries into the stream here.
Yeah. Didn't quite get the result that he wanted there. He thought he had a chance to lock him on the back of the 6 there. He hit it a hair hard. And Shane's going to play another similar shot as spin the cue ball up above the 6 here with some inside. Actually got a double kiss there and the shot didn't play exactly the way that Shane intended there. And Raphael actually can see the 2 now.
Yeah, this is a pretty intense safety battle here with Raphael on the hill. Obviously, like you pointed out, Shane's fighting for his tournament life here. Angelina in the chat asked if there's any advice for people taking the intentional foul in regards to risk versus reward. I really think it depends on 2 things. I think it depends on your own personal ability to control the ball. If you can't hit a ball with pinpoint precision and stop it where you mean to stop it, then taking the intentional foul might not be the best play for you, because you'll take the foul and then not even lock up the ball that you intend to, and you're literally just giving somebody ball in hand for free. Now, if you have the ability to stick the balls where you intend to, then taking an intentional foul can be a very, very smart strategic move. It just really depends on the caliber of the player that you're up against and your own personal skill level. So take that as you may. And
yeah, and I'll just add to that, I love what you said there, Josh. And along the same lines, remember to take the shot as seriously as you would take an offensive play. A lot of times when you're playing a safety or not really an offensive play, it can be real easy to not give the shot the level of attention that you would normally give most shots, and you actually need to be more precise with the intentional foul shot.
Oh man, if he would have hit that ball the 2 ball full there, it would have stopped and he would have been hooked here.
And then, of course, I've talked a couple times about you may not want to go for the intentional foul if there are other clusters already on the table, because you'll set your opponent up for a potential easy 3 foul.
Oh, look at this. He's going to be giving Raphael a good jump shot here. You guys are going to be witness to a nice little jump combo. He's going to take the 9-ball on the side. Overhead view will show us where the 2-ball is going to go. And the risk here is that the 2 balls are going to drift up table. So hopefully it doesn't get tied up with anything, but it does look like it's got the angle to hit about that middle diamond. And wow, the 2-ball. I mean, the cue ball falls in the side pocket.
You know, Josh, I just thought of one more huge piece of advice for Angelina. I'm sorry, I'm just calling her Angie like I know her or something. But she says she's a newbie player. There's a chance she's a league player. There's a really good chance she's not playing in a 3-foul format, which means that and there's a really good chance she's playing other players that are close to her own skill level, and that can actually mean that the intentional foul is an even bigger tool in her tool bag, because if she just ties up a ball, she doesn't have to play a lockdown. Her opponent might not have the breakout ability of some of the level of players that we're seeing here.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right on that one. I really thought he just hooked himself on the 6-ball, but he didn't. Got okay.
Man, and this match is not over yet.
I called it. I mean, I called Hill.
Yeah, you gotta like Shane to get out from here, and just a huge spot in this match. All the momentum in the other corner. And Shane just has to remember that this gets him to within 1. Raphael will be feeling every bit as much pressure as Shane. Just need one more good chance here. Yeah, no sir to Milkman in the comments there. The 10-ball does get spotted right away. I'm not sure if you may have seen the rack earlier where just has to win 1 game twice. Let's see what he can come up with a break. The last break from Shane was huge, but he had to push out. This one is big as well, and this time he sees the 1 and it has a pocket.
I mean, what a knockdown, drag-out fight this match has been. So if he can just navigate around some traffic here, I wonder if he's just gonna draw this out to the side rail here. Yep, right where he's pointing at the rail there. He's gonna make contact, bounce back out in between the 6 and the 10 ball, just like he goes into the rail, and be able to take a shot on the 2 ball here. He could elect to play for a window, but I imagine he plays for the bigger.
Yeah, I think he, like you said, he was. Ooh.
All right, so Raphael steps to the table here with a not an easy back cut combo, or he might have enough of the ball to cut this over into the other corner. He already hit a really, really nice back cut into the blind pocket in a previous rack.
I think I can say with confidence here that he will play the combo. You said not an easy combo. I think, not a hard combo to pocket. A little bit more difficult because of the position of the 5. You can't roll into position for the 1 after pocketing the 3. Needs to do something with his cue ball. Certainly has the angle where on a make he can drag the...
Pull this in just a little bit closer. You can literally like whisper into this thing and it'll pick it right up if you put this in the right spot. I know they're probably hearing your voice a little bit. Raphael's got headphones and Shane doesn't, so we got to be super careful right now. That was a great shot in the 5 ball. Oh, look at this.
No worries.
Perfect.
Yeah, no worries with the 1 following it in there. He did hold his cue ball on the near side of the 5. He was good if the 1 didn't go. Yeah. He's good on the 2 now. Yes. Wow. I like him walking around the table here, collecting himself. He's got a wide open table and a chance to close out this match.
Yeah. Raphael puts down the 2. A little steep on the 5-ball here, but that is totally okay. If he wants to, he can let this cue ball run down a little bit and take a 6-9 combo in case the cue gets away from him.
Yeah, we're 6 up in the corner even.
Yeah, I know sometimes players will just elect to throw the 5-ball in and turn the 1 rail into a 2 rail. That way you can just let the cue ball travel more distance and not have to worry about over-rolling position here on the side. He might be hitting this with a low outside draw. Just like that.
Yeah, outside draw, but still to come all the way to the short side of the 6-ball, and this is prime position here, cueing close to the rail, but almost straight into the corner pocket here with the 6.
Yeah, that's
I kind of like going forward a little bit. I don't mind, I think, coming 2 rails around the 10 to get position for the 8.
I think he's going to hit it firm enough to make sure it stays on line. He just won't do anything fancy with it here.
Yeah, exactly. And like we said, 2 rails around the 10. He could play check side here if he wanted and spin against the angle once again to come back up above the 8.
Tim, you don't have to be sorry for that, man. We're working pretty closely with DYNASPHERES to keep developing things. This is chapter 1 and what I hope to be my favorite book. Oh,
wow,
man, he tried to play check side.
I didn't think he would have that problem on that. I didn't really think he was fighting with the angle too much, but once again, you see the check side shot where the cue ball slides on the new cloth.
Yeah, it's a little tough. I mean, it was a pretty steep angle to play check side on, to be honest with you. I thought he was just going to accept, I thought he was going to hit it with more pace and just take the cue ball a little bit more natural, almost 4 rails to be back behind the 8, but
yeah,
I guess he wasn't feeling that.
Well,
so.
The problem he had, Josh, was to come out 2 rails. It was tough to beat contact with the 10 coming into the first rail. Wow, so big shot here. He can pocket this 8-ball up into the corner pocket, but he doesn't have the path to go straight across the table with the cue ball unless he's accepting the contact on the 10 from the cue. A little bit of a risk.
Yeah, you're exactly right on that.
But I think he has to take it on. I don't know where he can hide here.
I think this is a do or die situation here. Let's see how he hits it.
Do you think he goes into the 10 here or tries to come below it and take the longer angle? He banked it. Little bit of a 2-way attempt there.
Yeah, it's
not a terrible result.
Definitely could have been a stronger play there, in my opinion, but let's see here. It's easy to say from the booth, right?
Yeah, I don't hate it, Josh. I think if he played it the other way and anything went wrong, it was the end of the rack for sure.
So he calls the bank here. I mean, you got 3 balls on the table and one of them's hanging in the pocket. I mean, what are you really going to hide behind here? So he's going to play the 2-way. Potentially have the 10 as a blocker, be able to still have eyes on the 9. So we'll see how he decides to play this here.
Yeah, and I kind of think if he does not make this bank it.
He's really close here too, so that's why I'm whispering. I want to make sure he doesn't hear anything. I don't want to be in the back of his mind while he's shooting.
I think you have to make this ball. I really don't think you'll find cover here.
He committed. He came up short.
And I think the cue ball's... he's going to be okay.
All right, so now it's a little tester shot here.
Now Raphael does have a shot here, and this is match ball for Raphael. You got to dig deep and find a way to get this 8-ball down. If he makes this 8-ball, the match is going to be over.
What noise that was or where it came from, but that was obnoxious, and I'm very sorry, chat. Wow. 10 balls going to get him.
Nah, I think he's just going to clear it. And I still don't know. Looking at it, I actually still don't know, but I think he got there. He got there. Look at his body language. He can see this ball.
Oh, he's jacking up a little bit too.
And I think just to force an angle.
He just wanted to steer that ball a little bit. Wow, what a shot.
This is game, set, match, Raphael.
All right, a well-fought match from Shane Wolford there, but unfortunately not enough to get the job done. Raphael's going to take that victory 9-7 over Wolford. Alrighty, guys, don't go anywhere. If you do, come right back. We got another match for you. We got Joey Korsiak versus Raphael.